Oh yeah.
Blouse and skirt, pants and shirt.
Wait a minute. My screen look kind of different this evening. Good evening, one and all. Generally, I know or 3 men and 1 woman on the show. Tonight we have the scales are balanced. We have 2 men and 2 women on the show. Our resident latecomer has showed up on time today.
Yeah,
good evening, Dr. Judith. How are you doing?
Resident.
Me cuss for you, know. Me not really
right?
me cuss for you. You don't want cuss.
Sam, reach down and check your temperature for me. I don't know. You feeling good?
Yeah. We need to test out the situation here.
Oh, God, look, somebody and all say Andrea and all say Dr. J, you're very early tonight.
She said very
tonight, man.
She said very. She said very. She never said early. She said very early. Great.
But that's what I said.
Yeah, well, very early means that I am early most of the time. But tonight I'm very early. Great.
What did I do to deserve this? That word keep coming up, and it's gonna keep coming up for the rest of the evening. Sam, let me get the show going. Start with the comment. We need to get into this conversation. I can't wait.
You can't wait. All right.
I can't wait.
I feel
I'm
it.
hurt for you.
All right.
My name is Karin Forrester. I represent BantuKreations. BantuKreations offers beautifully made, African-inspired, lightweight, handcrafted, one-of-a-kind earrings in wonderful shapes, shades, sizes, and colors. Please don't be scared of the large sizes. They're extremely lightweight earrings. BantuKreations can be found on IG and on Facebook as BantuKreations. That's BantuKreations with a K.
Check me out, chriskeys.com. I'm worldwide.
Tony Altamirano.
Hi, I'm Gina.
What's up, everybody? I'm Win Vu, award-winning remixer.
I'm an artist.
Hi, my name's Justina Bethel.
Hi, I'm Mike Bowen from Denton, Texas. How you doing? This is Tom Cutt from Music by Tom Cutt. Check out Samuel E. Archer's book, Hybrid Executive. We are in the business, and here's how you can be a better business person because you're running your business.
You can find my music at JustinaBeth_EL on Instagram or JustinaBethel.com, and I am a hybrid executive.
I'm a hybrid executive.
I'm a hybrid executive, just like you.
Follow me at Koya Music, and I'm also a hybrid executive.
I'm worldwide, baby, but just know I'm a hybrid executive. That's all you need to know, baby.
Get on up, B.
Check out my music, MikeBowen.com. I'm a hybrid executive.
I'm a hybrid executive.
Yes. Good evening. Welcome, one and all, back again. My name is Curtis Henry. Welcome to another episode of Caribbean Feedback. We here this evening. We have a very hot, very spicy conversation. A very nice topic. I don't know who chose this for tonight, but I know who chose this topic for tonight. I really don't. It had to be one of them doctors or nurses or someone of them who like to psychoanalyze people and situations. But I see this topic tonight a tad bit different from the way others may see it. And that's okay, because we didn't read the same books. We didn't go through the same experiences in life. So don't expect us to have the same views on what it is we're discussing. And that's what make life interesting. No, for real. I need to find out something. Who is it that actually came up with this question tonight. Was it you, Karin?
No.
Was it you, Sam?
No, sir.
It wasn't me.
That's what Shaggy said. It wasn't me.
It wasn't me. And
May have been Mark. Maybe it was Mark.
it may have been Mark. I doubt it.
Yeah.
You see how she's stroking she chin? She ready. She waiting. This question, for those of you all who didn't see it posted for the prep for the show, the question is asked, which is worse? Sexual or emotional cheating? Let me repeat that. Which is worse? Sexual or emotional cheating? Some people might say they one and the same, but no. Men, we cheat sexually. You see on it? Women cheat emotionally.
Sexually too.
Yeah, but emotionally. So right there, the topic done.
No.
Which is worse? Emotional. That's what you all do. I call it emotional abuse. No, I've been accused many times of painting with a white brush. I'm gonna try not to do that tonight. Hear my words carefully. Some of you women are really unfair. Because what you all do, you go out and you get all emotionally involved. Messing around with guys who you really like.
It's funny. This guy is funny.
Guys who've been chasing after you for months. So when he finally gets you, it's all passionate, you know. It's love making. We don't do that to you all. These women that men sleep with on the side, they don't mean anything to us. We meet them tonight, we sleep with them tonight. Not all of that kissing and passionate love making that you all get into. That is just wrong. On so many levels, it is wrong. You all don't play fair. This is why I call it abuse. No. Let me say my piece, because I know you love to talk, and you're gonna get your chance here. Hear what I say.
Yes, sir.
You all don't play fair.
Who said we play?
We men, we sleep with a total stranger. Just because they look good, we figure we have to conquer. We do what we have to do. Slam bam, thank you, ma'am, we gone. But you see, you all get in with that cute UPS delivery guy. You know, the guy who been giving you compliments every Wednesday since last Christmas, telling you how your hair look nice and your perfume smell good, and he bring you a little one rose and complimenting you on your cute little baby picture on your desk. Yeah, my child. Expressing disappointment to your co-workers if he ever shows up and you not at work that day. So much to the point that your co-workers start to refer to him as your work husband. Now, how am I as a man supposed to process all of that when the truth finally comes out? You all don't cheat with the same rules that men do. You don't. Women wait until they are vulnerable. You all are evil. Just plain and simple evil. Then you leave the man to suffer for years to come. That state, I call it post-betrayal syndrome.
Aye.
Sam, in Trinidad, we have a word for that word called tabanka.
Tabanka.
Sometimes it hit you so hard, you know what they say is that's tabank truck. It hit some men really hard. Men, we do it for sport. What you all women do? How is it I could take you all shopping? Not I, men. Take a woman shopping. Buy you some clothes which you claim you needed. You didn't have. But then when he and you and him break up, and you find a new man, you get into a new relationship, you take the clothes them where you buy for you and bond them. Hold on. My hard-earned money, that I bought things for you. Now all of a sudden you want to show that you're doing better than me. So you take what I buy for you and you burn them. And now you're wearing brand new stuff and you want to show off every time you see me. You see me in a party, you want to dance and spread out and show me how nice you look. Wait a minute, isn't the relationship over? Isn't it over? Why you still need to prove something to me?
Entanglement.
Let me ask you all something. Can you and how do you get over this thing you all call emotional cheating? And Sam, hold on, I'm talking to them today. Since they're the ones I am accusing right now, the woman, the female species, of this emotional cheating, not the physical part. How can I get over emotional treatment, and is it even possible?
Take it that
anytime tomorrow.
We can't deal with that. This whole soliloquizing, this long stage play where you put on.
The man just challenged Tyler Perry with his big script. Hey,
Tyler Perry.
Tyler Perry, man. Tyler Perry. I forgot what I mean, I'm so passionate and I'm left speechless. Can you believe that?
No, at all. Can't believe that.
Blouse and skirt with a scarf.
I am not speechless. I just don't buy into anything that you just said.
But he never made. He was just setting up something.
Set it up, man. Set it up.
The trap.
We want to hear from the audience.
Get caught into it. Mm-hmm.
Anyway, despite all the soliloquizing, as you said, Karin, I would like to just briefly address this issue and say that men and women are capable of cheating emotionally and or physically. It's not just women alone, men alone, and women are, it's not true. There are women that are just as raunchy, rude, sexually permissive, one night stand, all of that lovely thing. There are women who do that too and have no issues with it. They
on a regular.
On a regular. So right there, I have to disagree with you, sir. And I think women are much more adept at cheating emotionally and physically simultaneously.
That was my point.
Good night, Miss Williams. And the truth is, just like how some men don't have any conscience about it, so women couldn't care less. She gets what she wants. And she's going to keep getting it, and she don't care. Some women. First of all,
the rest of them there.
That's I'll wait for you. Close on.
Them not born yet.
Really?
Where did that line come from?
I said to someone in my past, I'm going to leave names out of this just to protect the guilty. I said to her, if it's one thing I know, you will never, ever get a heart attack. She said, wait, really? But I don't eat so good all the time. Why you say I would never get a heart attack? I said, because you don't have one.
Oi! You're rough, man.
So when you all say some, no, this is why I will paint with you. I put all of you all in the same bucket.
That's all right. You can put us all in there all you want. We're not going. We're not going in. The bottom line, sir, is this. Human beings, by their very nature, the Bible says the heart is desperately wicked. Desperately wicked. So human beings, by the very virtue of how they are made, has the ability to have more than one relationship going at one time, have no qualms about it, think nothing of it except they're getting their needs met and their pleasures met, and that's it. There are some women who would not consider doing such a thing. And some men, surprisingly, would not consider doing such a thing. I believe that a lot of men can sexually be involved with one woman, two women, and have no emotional attachment. because he thinks that's the way it's supposed to be. He's free to do that. And he thinks he's just using his body parts. But I have a little surprise for men. You invest in something. You invest in something emotional, whether you believe it or not. And there are women who feel the same way. They can do that thing, get up and go on, and no investment emotionally. Now, surprisingly, I think that women can do it without any investment and mean it. That's kind of frightening to me, but I think women are more capable than men think. So I think
you all just know how to lie better.
I don't think that's the case.
No,
I think we can detach women. There are women who can detach when they get ready. They can detach. I have to believe that when a man cheats on her sexually, it hurts her, it defiles her, her ego is hurt and everything. But if he says, I love her, if he says, I want to be with her, that's when everything mash up. A woman can take it. Not every woman, some women. How was the sex? Good enough. Good. And as soon as he says good, she take to the bedroom and try outdo the woman. Whatever the woman did to him, she tried to outdo him. But if he says, my heart pants for her. If he says, oh, I think I have to be with her now. That's when a woman loses her mind. But it's the opposite for men. Same thing for men. I believe the same thing for men.
At which point of time women lose their mind? I think some of them lose their mind before they come in.
When they first get involved with you.
But we go back to the point of lying. Karin, let me bring you into this. How do you know if or when a man is lying?
Well, are his lips moving?
You ran right into that headlong.
You see? Go ahead, Sam. They say I painting with a. Somebody just said, Denise said, you cannot paint all of us with the same brush. But I don't think Denise gonna get up and speak against that comment there. Right? I don't think any woman will defend us in the chat right now with that statement that Karin made there just now.
But I don't think all men lie all the time. I don't think all women tell the truth all the time.
You don't think all men lie all the time?
And I don't think all women tell the truth all the time.
Wow. Wow.
Human beings.
Some of y'all, why you can't say you think all men tell the truth? Why you didn't change that around and speak about men telling the truth? Speak about that in a positive. You see how you changed that around? You attach the lies to men and the truth to women. What's that?
I think men. Well, I must choke on that one. I think men tell the truth.
I've heard that before.
Oh, shut up. I think many men tell the truth most of the time.
Most of the time?
Yeah.
What is it that makes us stop though?
Seriously though, very seriously. It is a myth that women tell the truth all the time. It's a myth that men lie all the time. Men, the bottom line is human beings are capable of lying all the time. There's some people are pathological. They just have to wake up. They just have to wake up to tell a lie. They wake up and the lies begin. And there are men and women who refuse to tell a lie. They choose not to tell a lie. Or they choose to tell as few as possible.
But it's lies of
omission.
omission.
You know why? You can't handle the truth.
Well, lies of omission is what I see with men a lot.
But women do it too.
Oh yeah, but they seem to have a certain skill set when it comes to
yeah. The thing is, a lot of it has to do with your background, how you grew up, how you were raised, and all the rest of it, and what's important to you, whether it's a man or a woman. But the bottom line is that all human beings are capable of evil, which includes lying and lying and lying. And in our society, I'm sorry, these days, I wouldn't trust a woman or a man or a dog or a cat. There's just nobody. It is vicious out here. So, but I do believe that for me, I'll put myself in it, for me emotionally and physically, Both
last week you said it's hard out here for a pimp, but it's hard out here for a single woman. That's damn true. No, go on.
But if somebody is unfaithful to me, physically and emotionally, it hurts. Either way.
Oh, yeah.
Because I look at it from an emotional point of view. Because I'm thinking how I relate. And is he relating to this person the way I would relate to a man or the way I relate to him? I would hate to know that she makes him laugh the way I make him laugh. I'd hate to know that she found the spot sexually that I know is a spot that works for us. Part of that is ego, part of that is pride. But when you love somebody, you hate to know that they have participated in something that you consider valuable and wonderful.
Sacred.
Whatever you want to call it.
So when you say they find this spot, right? If they didn't find this spot, then everything is good?
Yeah, okay, Sam.
No, I don't know. I'm just asking. You say they find
Sometimes it's not that they find the spot. It's that they do their sexual acrobats, and maybe that's what the gentleman was seeking and didn't say anything at home. Goes out and he finds that acrobat, and that just hooks him.
An acrobat?
Sexual acrobat.
Okay.
Somebody who has no barriers, no boundaries,
no barriers, whatever.
Makes you feel good. I'll do that. She could do it and kill her. But anyway, I really believe that for me, if I believe that you have participated, a man has participated with another woman in the same way he has been with me. Like I said, whether it's having, I love to laugh a lot. And I love to believe that I am special to that person. And then I find out that somebody else cares. Was it chandeliers?
Chandeliers.
Sam already stated that is not him. No pink, no swinging from chandelier. I remember Sam stated that, so that won't be Sam.
I used to say to women when I counsel married women, I say, you guys crack me up. When you're single, you give it to him in the back seat of the car, in the bush, wherever, and you get married. That's when you're supposed to be climbing the chandeliers. And all of a sudden, I'm tired. Just leave me alone, okay?
And if you listen to enough married men who have been married, say 15, 20 plus years, they will say that. My wife and I got together. Whoa.
Yeah, man.
And then.
Yep.
That's it.
That's when
that's wrong.
Especially
that's wrong
when you all get into that stage you call menopause, when you put men on pause, and then you don't realize all the physical ramifications from doing such. A man who is being sexually active from his teens well into his 40s, and then all of a sudden that stopped.
Well, but okay, all right, Mr. Henry, Mr. Dr. Henry, let me ask you a question. When you're in a relationship with somebody, and you recognize there's a change, both of you, but especially the woman, there's a change in her mood, there's a change in her attitude, our hormonal balance is off. What would make somebody, or what would make a couple not sit and say, listen, I don't feel good enough. Some days when you touch me, it's like my skin burned. But it's not you. It's this blasted thing killing me.
Or talk about different ways to make love.
Exactly. So, what I'm going to do, right, let's talk about it. And so what I'm going to do,
you should tell the person, hey, let's do this and this differently.
Yeah, you have to, the communication is key. You have to be willing to say, there's a change in me. And they say, well, and then he should be, say, okay, so what can I do to make it better? But people don't talk.
They won't talk.
They won't talk about this.
You know what's funny? After they break up. I'm sorry, Sam.
Oh, sorry. No, I was just
saying after they break up, sometimes 10 plus years have gone by and they remember the love, they remember the friendship, let's say, idealistically. And that's when they can say, I said that shoulda. And this is the situation. They're able to talk then. But a lot of couples don't talk when the problem is rearing its head in the relationship. It's hilarious to me.
But you're saying when the problem is rearing its head, but what?
Well, is it?
What are
is
some
it
of the?
is it fair why people don't want to talk as it's happening?
Fear of rejection.
There's some form of a fear going on there.
I think it's fear of rejection by your
And
partner.
then again, a lot of it has to do with how they started out. Maybe they never started out talking. Maybe they just
It was all sexual.
Maybe they didn't
It was all
talk.
sexual.
Yeah, they just whatever they do, but they don't talk. So at this point now, crucial point, you're gonna say, let's talk.
And they don't know how to.
And they don't. It's not that they don't. Some people just striking lazy. People think that relationships is easy. It is not. Machismo. Yes, Miss Williams. The bottom line is, especially all West Indian men, talk about what? Talk about what?
All. You hear she say? All. All right.
No.
I agree with that. I agree with that because I was in a primarily sexual relationship for a while. And I realized that I could count on both hands how many real profound conversations we've had. Just like, wow.
You see, I
hold up.
Sam, add some sense in this conversation.
Yeah, wait, hold on. So, if the relationship was it was sexual
primarily,
and then you balance it to, or no, you try to equate it to how many meaningful conversations.
No, when I look back, it's I couldn't count beyond two hands. I'm talking over several years. I couldn't think of how many real conversations, concrete, profound conversations we'd had. I couldn't think of
the same way you all said earlier. Let me put it this way:
they're troublemakers.
Two people, they're friends, right? Man and woman, friends. And then all of a sudden, the man turn around now, he start touchy-feely and he wants sex. You all say, hey, wait a minute. No. You ain't talking my language. That is not what we got into this thing about. Now you want to change the equation and you want to have sex. It's the same thing. We start off just having sex. Then all of a sudden down the road, now you want to talk. What's this talking thing about? Now you come and you confuse the whole issue now. It wasn't about that.
Stop it. So you can't
talk
having sex?
Yeah, wait a minute, but now
no, well,
you're changing up the game now.
That's when the conversation comes in. If the two of you started off, and it's not necessarily that it was stated, but it's certainly understood between the two parties that you're just getting together periodically, and then maybe one wants to invest more and actually have a more in-depth relationship. That's something you can talk about, and maybe the other person will say, well, this is what I want, just a sexual thing.
You see, that has always fascinated me. Okay. There's no way on the God's earth.
I know.
We'll talk about, just get away from me. I want the whole blasted. I want everything. Wow. I want sex. I want joke. I want hug up. I want kiss up. I want feel up. I want everything.
Well, you can have the sex, the hug up, the feel up, the kiss up, and all that.
One person.
Wait, hold up.
I don't want talk.
You want one person. I'm just curious.
Yeah,
because I thought it would probably be 5.
You're so like
Yeah, I remember some years ago on our senior hall, they were having this convo and they were saying, well, a woman will need 5 guys, right? What was it the 5 guys? Remember the 5 guys? Curtis, they said
Don't get me in that.
Yes, you need 5 guys. The one who make the money. The one who kind of have a feminine tendencies, he could talk and have conversation.
Why is that a feminine
tendency? The one who fix things around. The one who fix things
around the house.
The one who
could fix things around the house.
Thought you never have.
The one who good with the children come by and he could
right. Yeah. And then the Mandingo man, right?
The Mandingo man who come in and just
right. So
take care of business for you.
I don't know.
And Steve Harvey is the one that told that joke.
Right. So she had 5. There were 5 men to make a complete one man. All right.
Jamaicans will say, you say 5, but Jamaicans, and I've said it about co-workers or advisors and stuff, not advisors, supervisors. 3 no make 1. Unfortunately, you're proving my point. Sometimes 5 will make 1. Because you want a well-rounded person and you don't always meet that person up front.
But in case, just to finish, hold on, to finish that joke that Steve Harvey gave, what he's saying now is that for the woman who just never seem to be able to find that one man who have all of these qualities that they want in terms of finding that perfect man. So what you do on a Friday evening or month end, so to speak, you call the provider, the one who give up the money, let him come over, get the money, you pay the bills. You call over the other fella to come and, no, not yet. You call over the other one to come spend time with the kids, take them to the park. Right? Take them to the park and play with the kids, push them on the swing and all of that. You call the Mandingo fella over, let him come and rock your world, take care of the business, kick over the lamp, mash up the nightstand. Then you call the next fella, make him come fix them. Because he just waiting on his turn. So he just too glad to come in and, oh, yeah. Thinking that his turn coming anytime. So he come over and he fix everything with the other man don't come and mash up. And then you call the other one with the tendencies and tell him all about it because he like to talk.
Yeah, he like to talk.
And you tell him all about your experience for the whole weekend. And you call him. Now, I would not, I'm not endorsing that. I'm just finishing the joke. To tell
Which one of these men are you?
Oh, the Mandingo. I am the one that come and mash up the furniture.
But the thing is, the one that come to mash up the place, he had no time to talk to you.
Nothing.
There's no talking.
He comes to mash it up.
Listen,
he knows his role.
What he's saying there, if that's a real situation, then there are men who does the same thing. They like a woman who clean. They like a woman who do the sex. They like a woman who cook. Just if you want to put it on that level, then it's the same thing that men do. The bottom line is that men have expectations too. Men want a woman to do several things. They know that's a man who wants a commitment. Men don't always want just a sexual organ to be playing with all the time. That's not about that way.
But I'm glad you brought that up, Judith. You remember we did a play back in the 80s called The Pizza Dread?
Yeah.
All right. Dreadlocks Pizza.
The pizza dreadlocks. And that Judith herself wrote that story. And she played the wife. I played the husband. And the moral of the story was the Rasta man coming home in the evening time and she dressed ready to go outside and he said, well, wait a minute, the house ain't clean up. Where my food? And she said, oh, I have some pizza on the counter for you. He said, what? I don't feed the Rasta man pizza. I call that Italian cardboard.
Yeah.
And she dressed to go out.
But guess what?
That came out from you, Judith.
I play it because it exists. Listen to me. Stop trying to tighten me up in some little place and no matter with me on it. The bottom line is human beings crazy. Human beings do what they want. They do what they want when they want. They sexual stuff, all of it, men and women. And there was a time when we could say women would do certain things. Not anymore. A woman running man neck and neck out the street with all this bad behavior. So the bottom line is, what I'm saying is, the question came about because these things exist. There are people who will say, there are women who will say, I'd rather, even if he has sex with her 10 hours a day, it's the fact that him like her that bother me. That's what some women, but there are men who would say the same thing. I don't like the fact that him mess with my woman that kind of way. But what really gets me is that she really like him. It's a human thing. So there are people who, there's some people who feel that if you're gonna cheat on me, please don't fall in love. There are people who feel that way. Me, no bother with it. Don't come back.
That's what I said. That is what I said in the beginning.
Don't come back.
That is the difference. Men do it just to conquer. It's a sport.
That's not true.
You all get into that emotional thing and
that's not
man.
True. Well,
getting emotional involved.
Are we equating this?
You've never known of a man starting out cheating, just being sexual and getting emotionally involved?
You talking to me?
You get emotionally involved with the action.
No. Get out of here. Get out of Dodge. Get out.
Wait. So
I know
this is,
of men who fall madly in love. Madly in love, and they thought that's what they thought that's all they were doing. And I chopped in blouse and skirt, and then want more. Go ahead.
Wait, hold up. What? So when you see people fishing, right, and they catch the fish,
You on this fishing thing.
and they let it go,
You have a boat?
right?
Catch
Hold
and
on,
release. Catch and
They
release.
catch the fish.
We talk about that.
Get on the boat?
And they pick up the fish to do all kind of thing and say, yeah, this is this kind of fish and thing, and give you a whole thing, and then they take around and they let it go, right? And then you have the other people who catch the fish because this fish going and cook. It's a different kind of catch now.
There you go.
Different kind of fisherman.
A different kind of styling.
Yeah, man,
So
I'm
you
styling
some
that.
catching
That's
in sport and some catching to go and cook.
Yeah.
So, but to bring it home, I remember telling you guys some time ago that you have the soul and you have the body, and they both have the duty.
The soul and the body to box runs.
Yes, but both are present in both situations, and you have to know what it is you're dealing with.
Listen to
I
me.
don't like to tell all it.
Let me
But
tell
I
you.
think that is what hurts. That is what hurts men so many times in situations like these, because we do it and we just deal with the body. I mash
No,
us
you
up.
don't. No, you don't.
Right?
No, you don't.
The body, but with the
No.
woman now, you see what hurt men, and I've heard this before, is that face you all make when he touch your soul, and that is what makes some men go mad, because when he touch your soul, and the man sit down and just imagining that face that you make, the ugly face, not when you're looking pretty, the ugly face that you make,
Listen,
and he knows
you make.
He knows that he could make you make that ugly face.
So let me get this straight.
To sit down and think that another man
when
touch your
G
soul.
spot, you call the G spot the soul?
Hello. Hello.
My soul.
Let me tell you something.
My genitalia. What they go on there tonight?
Let me tell you something. I have made women change their religion.
When
I say change the religion, you might consider yourself an atheist, or you might consider yourself you're a Hindu or you're a Muslim or something. And in the middle of that, you start calling out to another entity. Jesus Christ. That is not what you believe in. So that is what I'm saying. When you touch
full of doo-doo. You're full
that
of
is what drives men mad.
Everything you hear during coitus?
Excuse
You
me?
believe everything you hear during coitus?
Hold on, two of you all talking. I have two ears, but I can only hear one.
This is yours. This is your. You believe all of that?
No, I don't believe. Listen.
On the road with two other guys. Get out of here. Don't believe everything you hear during coitus. Get out of here.
Oh, no. This is not made up words.
Well, I don't say it unless I mean it.
This is not made up words.
I didn't say
to
the
point
you made up. I said the sentiment is not genuine all the time. I didn't say the
no, that is not a sentiment. That's why I say you change your religion.
No religion didn't change. You can't be religious and change your religion just because you have great sex. Get out of
here. Change your religion.
I think y'all confused in this whole thing, you know. Y'all are talking about
you playing word games, you Mr. Sam.
No, y'all are talking about symptoms around the situation.
Symptoms?
We just talking about the effects.
Let me tell you something. A man's penis cannot become erect unless his brain gets a message. So it's not just purely a quantitative. A man has to get a message up here before
the message can be from tactile stim. I don't think the message is always from the brain. The message is from tactile stim that goes to
there's a relationship between them. The bottom line, as far as I'm concerned, is that a man can be emotionally aroused and become sexually aroused as a result.
Wait, hold up. He is emotionally aroused first?
Yes, and then it translates into sexual arousal. Don't tell me that don't exist.
It doesn't exist. It doesn't always exist in every situation. A man can be raped by simply being tied down, stimulated with a hand job or something like that, and she rapes him.
Oh, yeah, that's all
all the time. He's screaming.
Hold up.
But often, even when he's being raped, he does still have an erection.
But the
When
erection
he
is
is being
erectile
raped,
tissue, that from being directly having direct contact.
No, because we deal with flesh, and the flesh is deceitful. Flesh
So
ain't
you
got
can
no
have
brains.
erection without an emotional response.
Because there are men who will turn down a woman, will walk out on a woman. There are men like that. I have known of them. There are men who will walk out and say, listen, I know, listen, the guy said, listen, I am not ready. You not gonna force me. I love those kind of men. I love men who say, because there are women who insist they must have it when they want it. And I know at least 2 men who will tell a woman, listen, this guy was taken on a trip to the in Jamaica to Montego Bay, and she paid for everything, and he had an interest in her, but he didn't want her to think that she could pay for that. So when them night come now and them girl, my girl go and try to take what she paid for. They said, no, star, me lap my leg and go to bed. You can't tell me you must give you because you pay for things. Nah, happen. I didn't ever give it to her until he was ready to give it to her. I like men like that. I love people who can say, I love a man who can say no, even though he wants it.
So what about that interests you? What about that interests you now?
It's exciting.
It's exciting that he can exercise control.
Yes. Listen, I don't like
every open leg now go catch it.
Yeah, I don't like wimpy people. I don't like people. I mean, and it's also a challenge. It's interesting. It's like, oh, you see, I'm very different. If you don't want to give it to me, I'm going to let you go. I'm not going to force you.
Whereas there are some men who will not turn down anything that is visually appealing. There are some.
So of course they are.
Never turn down anything that's visually appealing if it's offered.
There are men like that.
Mm-hmm.
I know.
Let me ask you all something now, though. What are some of the telltale signs for you all that your spouse is cheating?
Telltale?
Yeah.
Oh, there's some classic ones.
Is that a player?
All of a sudden, you must have a new fragrance. Oh my God! Look at those sexy underwear that you just got. A whole new 2 packages. Oh God! Oh yes, those are 2 classic ones. 2 classic
What?
ones.
So because a man buy new underwear means he cheated?
That is not the only reason, but those are 2 classic signs to go.
Wait. If a man get a new cologne and new underwear, it could be a sign.
Could be.
Because
he's trying to impress somebody.
Has certain
new person
tastes and may express it in a certain way. You know, all of a sudden, a boxer wearing gentleman, it's going to go in a different direction. All of a sudden, he's wearing boxer briefs, or he's wearing, real, short briefs. You're like, wait a minute, years you've been wearing this. All of a sudden, get out of here.
So a guy can't decide if he wants to have a little variety for himself.
No, but along with changing that, he's also lost interest in the woman.
Okay.
Along with that, the cologne and everything, he's not trying to have sex with her as often.
And that's a telltale sign.
And all of a sudden, kissing might be out of the question. You're like, wait a minute, what's going on? You don't kiss anymore. He's not kissing you anymore because he's performing oral on the next chick.
What about maybe you just need to go to the dentist? What about maybe you just need to go to the dentist?
No, classic.
Listen to me. Stop foolishness.
Classic one, then, man.
Oh no, man.
So new fragrance.
New fragrance.
Underwear.
Completely different underwear for him over for 10, 15
no
years.
more kisses. And
he don't want to eat dinner.
So he decides, say, all right, let me not put her through that.
Him don't want dinner. Him don't want, please, there's so many different ways.
Maybe the man just tired of you cooking and feels to take a break, man. Come on.
All right, Curtis.
It's not one thing, it's several things that sort of create that network, that spider web, and you say, all right, cool.
Hold on, let me go to Karin. When a man is cheating, he turns his phone over so the wife cannot see who is calling. Why does she need to see who calling you in the first place? Do you all let your man know who calling you? No, you don't. But then yet still, the minute the man phone ring, see them here?
Watch him. What are you wind up tonight?
What is that about? But you know when you're in a situation that is trusting, truly trusting, this can stay up at all times. At all times. Couldn't care less who. Because I know I wouldn't say, hey, you can pick that up for me.
Right.
Honestly, if you're in a faithful relationship, this does not, I don't care where it is.
That don't signify that.
No, but I'm saying he can even answer it.
I'm done. I'm not talking to Sam no more tonight. I'm done.
But that don't mean anything.
It means that I trust you and that you can trust me.
That's what it means.
Yeah, with the phone. What
do you mean a phone?
It's not like you're in the bathroom and the phone ring, and you rather broke your neck pan the tile with wet foot to come pick up a phone, than say, let me finish up in the bathroom and then me return the call. Oh man, some classic stuff that.
I've seen several memes. I've seen several memes on social media with that, where like they take some picture of a guy walking down the street with the whole stand with the IV still attached and the backside outside with the hospital thing. And they say when you realize that you left your phone at home, or your wife gathered your belongings after the accident, you walk out of the hospital in any condition.
That is a waste of energy.
You see, I think a man would wonder if I'm cheating on him, because I wouldn't look at his phone. I wouldn't ask him a blouse cup. I just don't. I don't see the point. Because if you're going to lie to me, why am I asking you anything? It don't come out.
Denise, pick up little arguments just to say, because they know what button to push. They know the button to push. They know what your trigger point is.
Right. That's true.
Arguments.
Yeah,
so
that's our argument.
Frame.
Yeah, that's our argument.
You can't say nothing because you get into it before they leave.
Well, you see, let me tell you what I'll do, because I'm mad. You know what I said? Let me tell you something. You want to start argument for leave the house, just go on and left me alone.
Not tonight.
No matter, man.
I'm not.
I will tell you. It's time to start an argument to leave the house. Let me help you. Go on.
Classic, man. I want a classic.
Okay, I like Denise comment where she says picks frequent arguments to leave the house.
Yeah,
that's right.
I'm not buying the phone theory. I'm not buying.
It's not a theory. It's not a theory.
I'm just saying that's not really a criteria,
For
you.
Like a phone. Like you could leave your phone anywhere. Why are you worried about your phone for? Right.
Let me tell you something. I experienced in my. This was in my teens. I was still in the military, overseas at the point in time, and here I am in bed with this girl I was dealing with, and the phone rang. We had no cell phone at that point in time. That was a house phone. And she picked it up and she's there. Yeah, right. Yeah, da, la di da, 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 da. Right. Yeah, boo boo. I love you too. Yeah. Give me a kiss. And then she turned to me, right? She turned to me and she said, mwah. And he's on the phone, thinking that kiss went to him while she kissing me. I've experienced these things.
What do you do? What do you do about that?
What do you mean women do? I was in bed with her at the point in time.
Went in for seconds. Didn't matter. Stop it.
Yeah.
I was in bed with her, naked. And he called. Who was he?
So why did you say to yourself, my God, look at the woman talking in bed with me and talk. I'm get up, I'm done, no more. Why
never leave? You never move.
It wasn't my woman.
Exactly. You never vested.
But that's where I learned. That is where I learned the deceitfulness, the treachery.
You deceitful too.
The treachery.
You help her treacherize the guy. So go ahead.
That is where I learned my lessons.
You help her. Go ahead.
So when I speak from a point of knowledge and understanding and experience.
You're well traveled. So you have That experience.
That's right. That's
and
right.
you love it. You love it. You're too rude. Go on, let me just hurt yourself. How much girls do you have one time? You, Curtis, how much girls do you have one time?
I do not recall.
I
will not.
I have no recollection of any such.
Raymond say women are 10 times better at cheating than most men.
Who said that?
Raymond.
Raymond.
Hi, Raymond.
And then some. You remember Raymond? He was on.
Yes,
we had him on one night.
Blink and miss that one then.
Curtis, you were in bed with someone's woman. That's when I got to realize that. I thought it was mine.
Yeah, you never finish that thing. If you would thought that, you would have been very offended when she was on the phone.
Always leave. And
Oh no! Hold on. Look at it. Look at the emotion here, right? Look at it.
Stop it.
Phone ring. Phone ring. I don't know if she mother. I don't know who it is. Boss, employer. I don't know.
And you should have spoken up.
Hold on.
Spoken up.
My sweetheart, I was about 18 or 19. What are you talking about? I'm now learning. I'm now learning.
That's why you should. You know, I'm not saying that's why you should have spoken.
The best way to learn. The best way to learn. The best way to learn is to use these, and close this.
No.
So of course I shut my mouth.
At 18, you never know that at 18. Go ahead.
I didn't know any better. How you think I remember up to today? That was a vital lesson in my upbringing.
You never know that at 18.
Anything beside you was yours. You never thought. No, you had a couple of hours leave. You were in the military and you're in a foreign country and you had a couple of hours leave and you decided to hit that, quit that, get back to the base.
You got paid.
No, it was a weekend. That was my weekend. My weekend getaway.
Weekdays, never matter.
Let me explain something to all you two, right? Now, let me address this.
You explain to all of you.
Hold on. No, we're not explaining. We're addressing.
No, all of you too. Which two?
Let me address the phone issue. Now, I could understand this superficial thing with people and phone and who have time to do all. I don't have time for all of that foolishness. But one of the things that annoyed, this is years ago when cell phone was getting, at that time when people were just on the phone. One of the things that would annoy me is and it wasn't just about if you go on a date, but if you went out with somebody or in a meeting or whatever it is, like the phone would become part of that person. And it was an annoying thing. Like every 2 seconds that, you're in the phone. And this, like in the early, let's say like around 2010, 2011, around there, it was annoying. You go out with somebody, you're in the movies, they're on their phone. You go to eat, they're on their phone. And it was just such an annoying thing. So for me, I like if I going out with you, I have a phone, it's so. I have it in the corner. I may not turn it down and all of that foolishness. I too old for that. People who have their jokes and they want to play around, yes, ting your phone and hide and all of that. But I have a thing where I will sort of like, you know what? I either have a meeting or I'm out with someone or whatever that case is, I put the phone aside.
But you know something, Sam?
Hold on. The phone may ring, I go peek at it. Oh, all right, I go call this person back. Right? So that's what I'm saying. I understand if you're going to use the phone as a signal, like, okay, well, now if the person pick up the phone, like you and them spending time together, they pick up the phone and they walk away, just like that, that could be a sign.
Different kind of brother.
But then when you say, no, they turn the phone down.
Different kind of brother, and this is a brother from another mother.
No, I'm just saying, when you say, no, because when you say, all right, you get a cologne, you get a new fragrance, right? A new fragrance, you get new underwear. Maybe the man just feel he needs a new fragrance and some new underwear.
Not just new underwear. You've known the person, say, 15, 20 years. All of a sudden.
Well, that's a marriage.
Friends and, whatever. Some relationships run a decade.
Okay.
All of a sudden, they've gone from boxers.
She going back to these underwear again.
Or
Okay.
to boxer briefs. It's a complete, not complete, like a 180. They pull a 180 in several ways, and it just creates this picture where you're like, okay, all right, that's what I want.
Okay, so but let me ask you something.
Go to the underwear again, because you brought it up.
No, let me talk about the underwear, right? Now, I personally work certain types of underwear based on my weight at a certain time. If I put it on, if I put on some pounds, certain types of underwears will work better for me when I put them on.
WTMI.
If you're dropping weight, certain types of underwears would work, right? No, this is real. This is real. You all want to hear what man thinking. So depending on if you're putting on weight, the boxer briefs will kind of be combustive for you, so you might wear something a little more slimmer, right? Because when you put on your pants, it feels bulky. When you losing the weight, then the boxer briefs works because now it's not bulky anymore when you put on your pants.
Your brother is saying this is way too much information for me too.
No, hello. Let me tell you. No, hold on.
No. I ain't saying that.
You like to hear when you ask men a question. Hold on. When you ask men a question, the man will answer you, and then you want to argue and tear down the answer.
Okay.
I'm giving you scientific real answers here.
That's what
that are tried and proven.
All right.
If a man is putting on weight, he will not wear boxer briefs because you're bulking up your pants when you're going out, unless it's a baggies you have. So these are things that you could look at and say, well, maybe he putting on some weight or he dropping weight. And that might be a reason why he gets some new undies and things. I don't know about the new fragrance. Or look at work that out.
Listen, the bottom line is that she never said that is always a sign. She didn't say, don't use the word always. That's sometimes one of the signs.
I understand.
They start lotioning their skin, and they never lotion the skin that much before. Them skin ashy with you. But all of a sudden, them start lotion, put on Vaseline, and make sure them skin shiny. There are a lot of different signs. And beyond the physical, sometimes, which is the hardest part usually, for a woman, listen, for a woman who's committed, for a woman who's involved, she knows when something is wrong. She knows that there's a change towards her because there's a change towards somebody else. And the bottom line is that it's going to manifest itself in different ways. Some people, you never know because they didn't change their cologne. They never know all of that. But they can't even talk to you and look in your face anymore.
Or
I could live with that because
very short tempered.
The signal to me would be there's certain for TMI. I guess for me, I would look at more of a connective nature between me and the person opposed to
There's an alienation of your relationship.
It starts changing.
But it might be a personality too. So maybe in Karen's position, she would look at that and say, well, maybe it's a sign. Maybe it's a sign that something is happening.
I look at a holistic picture.
I would quicker go with if somebody's starting little arguments and you get a call and you get a call and then you gotta go all the way upstairs to answer your phone.
as we sitting here, I remember a poem that I wrote some years back, and I just simply entitled it "Questions." And as I spoke about the experience with the sister overseas, with the kiss on the phone, I remember the poem. And let me ask you all the first question I put in that poem. Why do some of you all think that just because you're fine, that I should dig into my pocket and separate myself from my last dime?
Ask if you're a blow scope. Ask if you're not.
It's your crew. It's the crew you've met, sir. I can't relate to that. I'm the first person to tell a man, listen, if a man says to me, my funds are low, I can't, I'm not.
No, we can't tell you. No, we can't tell you.
Can I finish the answer, please?
We can't tell you all that.
My funds are low. I only have this on me, and I can't really do what I really want to do with you. Can we, change, reschedule, or can we do something different? I'm very flexible with that. I don't try to push somebody to last time on me. That's not me. So I can't.
The thing that happened to me in New York once, many years ago. This gentleman that I was emotionally and sexually involved with him. I was attached to him. Get that out the way. All of that was taking place.
All right, doctor.
So was he to me. He was doing a show in, not Hopetown. We were doing a show he was doing a show in Connecticut. And he said, I ended up going with him. It was very early when we got there, and he had to do rehearsal.
Yeah.
But before rehearsal, he wanted to have a little dandy shandy.
A little dandy shandy.
Yes. But before we got to the actual dandy shandy, he said he was looking for a nice hotel. He went to, I think it was a Hilton. Beautiful. I said, yeah, man, nice. I like that. And so he went in to check the price. When he came out, he said, Judith, can't really go up on that,
Listen.
So I said, listen, man, no problem. I said, this is what I said. If you want, I will go in with you, pay, He said, no. I don't want that. So he went someplace that he could afford on his own. And we had lovely dandy shandy before the rehearsal. And then when we got to the club for the rehearsal, he put, and this is just an aside now, he put me, no guests was there, no people, no patrons. The club empty. And there was a bunch of stools all around the place. He took me in a corner. Nobody could come over there. The man put me in a corner. And like he said, stay right here. So I sat there. One man walking maybe half hour later. And the man comes straight. The place empty, The man comes straight and sat next to me. My friend was tuning up. He put on him guitar and come to me. He said, come here. The old man and take me and put me right in front of where he was playing. While he was playing, as the thing evening was going on, he missed a note, and I knew he missed it. So when you're in tune like, no play on words, when you're in tune like that, he missed a note, and I knew he missed it. And he looked at me, and I looked at him, was like, oh, you missed the note because I'm sitting here. And when the show was done, we went back for some more dandy shandy. So the thing is that you're talking about emotionally and sexually, and we are very TMI. Whoever wants to say TMI, emotionally and sexually, we were very well matched, very well matched. And so for me, he couldn't afford it, but God bless him. To this day, he's a very direct fellow. He told me, listen, that's where I really want to take you. But I can't really go up on the cost. Love that. And I told him I would have told him. He said, no, so.
Let me take another piece from the poem. I said, nowadays, most women's priorities are manicured fingers and pedicured feet. And after a hard day's work, a man can't get a home-cooked meal to eat. Tell me, why are the children hungry and looking dirty while your hair is done and you already bought your outfit for Saturday night's party? Dishes in the sink, garbage can stink. Week after week, sleeping on the same sheet. First time we having sex, and you want to tell me about eat? Hell no. So what happened to women's priorities nowadays, sweet?
What priorities?
What happened to the priorities in a relationship?
What priorities are you talking about?
Where a relationship is concerned.
What are the priorities?
Somehow women's priorities seems to be all about themselves.
Oh, that. I don't identify. So
look how nonchalant she answered that.
I don't identify with it. What do you want me to say? That's not who I am.
Defend them for me, please.
I'm not defending nobody.
Hold on. I like to think of us like the honeybee. All right, the honeybee.
This man.
They have the whole thing. You have the queen bee, you have the workers, and you have the drones. And this is how I look at life.
Man is the drone.
When the drone is useless,
Jesus,
the worker bees will pick him up
and dash him away
and take him and send him, leave him on some tree way away from the thing. Same thing with the lions. When King Lion can't handle the pride anymore,
he's banished.
The younger lions come and say, "Well, pups, it's time to roll out," and they roar and about 5-10 miles. Say, "Yeah, you lie, we're gonna kill you, but yeah, you chill here," and they come back to the pride. We have to realize that there are things and responsibilities in these situations. So your friend Dr. Judith, when he went in the hotel and realized that was not part of the scene for him, he had to be a man and say, we can't go that route there, and went and found his situation. Now let me tell you something. This is gonna be a little TMI. So when I'm in high school, and I was interested in a little sister and thing, right? So we Seventh-day Adventists, and so Friday we know it as preparation day. So the thing about this is the time. I'm a teenager, right? Since Friday's preparation day, you want to hang out with her that weekend. I had to buy her or help her buy material. So we will go by that spot right in the central part of Scarborough where you buy cloth and so on. And she would actually say, "Yeah, well, help me get 2 yards of this." And she will actually make a dress that Friday to wear Saturday. Right? Now, it wasn't a major thing, but it was more of a symbolic thing where I am learning in the process, whatever that means. I'm learning in the process. Oh, okay, so buy clothes. Right, okay. And then as you progress, it's hair, it's shoes. Is and you come up through the years now. Now, when I went home to teach, I learned a new thing. This is a new thing, right? When I went home to teach in Tobago, if the boy buy you a box of chicken, he's in the high school now. You see, in my time I was buying clothes. If the boy buy you a box of chicken,
what was your reward?
It means he wants some, what you call it, Dr. Judith? Dandy Shandy. You see how time change? I buy material in my days, I buy material, Dr. Henry.
A big thing that.
I buy material and shoes and hair.
What? And hair?
And these young fellas, they buy chicken.
I think was it Sherry Ann on the last show said that the box food wouldn't work for her. Correct me.
No, but you see, but just imagine these young men now growing up and use that system. That when you get to this girl and they go to KFC and buy this box of chicken.
They do.
The standards have been lowered.
They do,
right?
It depends on their age range, but they do use a system.
Yes,
they take you out and they get that Patron or whatever. You telling them no at the end of the night?
That's a problem. And you know, when you buy the material and thing, right, Dr. Henry, that is not even a sign that anything happened. No.
It's part of the plan.
It was just like, you know what? It could happen.
Ages.
But that's not nothing.
Set the stage.
But you're so excited to be part of the process. Oh,
yes, it is.
Like,
but what is sad? What is sad? And Karin just said it. What is sad? And Curtis said it. Is that nowadays women are clots? What? Just a box of chicken, a leg of the thigh.
Where you are.
A leg of the thigh.
That doesn't work.
You know. But
look how times have changed.
Women have so few expectations now. It scares the crap. I'm a woman and it scares me. But the thing that Curtis started is that the expectations are wrong. I believe the expectations are wrong. What I would rather see are men who treat women well. A man who opens the door, a man who comes and picks you up. Those things, I'm not meeting you anywhere. Don't tell me to meet you anywhere. You come and get me. If it's bus you want to take, you come and get me. You'll walk to the bus stop. But I'm not meeting you anywhere. Women don't have solid rules for men anymore. We go along with just about anything.
Because a lot of them don't have the example at home. But a lot of the, I've been watching some Black independent films in the last couple of months. And the common thread throughout all these relationships is that it's like, quick, let's get it done. Boom.
Yeah.
You know, switch.
There's a movie. There's a movie I saw the other day on Netflix called Real Love. The guy apparently comes on Sugar. One of them, not Oprah, another big black white woman. Great. I mean, he did the movie well, and the young lady, very good. And one of the things that fascinated me with it, they didn't get involved sexually right away. And when he met her, he walked her home. And it was gentle, it was kind, it was patient. And he talked about that. I saw him on TMZ or something there. He was talking about it. He said, I love this movie because it shows Black love from a different perspective. I mean, it's a nice, steady movie. I loved it. And
that's the way we learn it from them, walking home and holding your books.
Yeah.
Remember them days, Sam? You're holding the books, hold your book bag on the way home from school.
And you know what was nice too? They looked at each other. You know, they knew there was an attraction there, but they took their time to get to it. It was not rushed. And by the time you look around, I mean, he was in love. The guy was in love in a just hardcore. And part of what he was talking about on TMZ is that it was not one of those, hey, bim bam, thank you, ma'am thing. And we need more Black stories with love, talking about love.
I don't see them.
It's beautiful. I mean, this is called Real Love. Beautiful movie. So
okay, let me ask you, going back to the infidelity and the thing.
Sorry, Curtis. May I just say this? Women teach men
how to treat them.
How to treat them.
Absolutely.
And we're not teaching them anymore.
Absolutely.
100%. Let me ask you all something. Could any of you spot a cheater from the onset of a conversation?
Spot a cheater?
Yeah.
Cheater like a monkey?
Certain language style, evasiveness definitely makes me go, my eyes, my ears open up. Yeah, when they're evasive, the cadence of speech, the need to impress with what I have, a nice car, that's what they're used to getting, women who find that appealing. I couldn't care less. It's the cadence of speech, the tonality, and what they talk about. I can usually pick up on a lot of that.
I think sometimes all that you're saying, Karin, I agree with you, but I also think some men are that way because they're nervous. They're unsure of themselves, and a lot of stuff comes out when you're unsure of yourself, and it depends on his view of you. There are men, and this guy I was watching on YouTube the other day. I can't remember the show. Anyway, he said to the woman, He said, listen, I'm aware. I'm well to my league. He said, who's this guy? He's a guy living in Ireland. He's a Caucasian fellow married to an African lady. And he said, listen, I have no qualms about this. I'm well to my league. I never thought I'd have a woman like this.
My problem with someone who feels that way, truly feels that way, is that they'll put that person on a pedestal as if somehow that person is better than.
Yeah, I'm concerned.
And hold them as idols.
Yeah,
you know, I'm not with that.
And that got me a little concerned as I watched them, because she seemed to get a little, people, men and women, when they're treated that way, tend to get a little stupid.
And the men who
isn't that a form of manipulation too? Even though it may not seem that way.
It could be. I believe that, because if somebody knows what makes you high, they know they bring it to you.
They play on.
Yeah, but you talk about cheating. The man that I have a problem with is not always the man that is so obviously, the car and the boasting. That's not the one. It's the one who's very sweet. I want boxing down. Because some of them is the real trouble people. The sweet, sweet one, them. Whatever you say, no, don't tell. Now, after a period of time, you see that he's still saying, okay, this guy is real. But initially, when somebody's extremely sweet and very, whatever you want, tell me no sometimes. Because that's real.
The yes man bores me to death.
Yeah. So those are the guys that I would distrust most. Ones who are very, very.
Ones that are sweet.
They're very
you mean they're too sweet? They're too sweet.
Yeah. Whatever you want.
No, I don't know. I just trying to understand where all are going with this.
Can you imagine all this time we've been on these shows, and for the first time, I think it's the first time or the second time, that Mr. Samach has been accused of TMI? My God.
My broke.
I mean, I am like, watch him again.
This is the situation. This is the situation. You have to be like, you have to compare. If you compare Michael Jackson to Madonna, right?
Oh, Lord.
To who?
And go back again.
Madonna, right? So So Madonna come out.
You don't know who Madonna is?
No, I can't see the two.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna show you.
All right, both of them white.
I'm gonna show you. Let me show you what's going on here.
Go on, Sam. Go on.
Michael Jackson come out off the wall. He wearing a suit. He come out with Thriller. He lose the tie. He come out with Bad. He in leather.
He what?
He in leather.
He's in leather.
Oh.
Right? By the time he's singing Dirty Diana and take off his shirt, he in the game over 10 years. And Madonna, on the other hand now, in the first few years, she already undressed herself in the show. So what is Madonna going to do new that will woo the crowd? Nothing.
She had a 20-something-year-old boyfriend.
So my point is, if I'm getting TMI tonight, that's a good sign. Because we are going for 60 shows in the can.
The next so you'll be without the hoodie.
So we're going on with, I ain't really get no more TMI until we get to like 120 shows. And then we'll get, again, all that little piece.
That's when you take off your boxer shorts.
That's what I'm talking about. So we space it out. I'm probably show the boxer briefs.
But I want to bring up a next point on the whole cheating thing. A clear, telltale sign for me is when somebody starts accusing you of infidelity and start telling you that they don't trust you.
Yeah.
And you to yourself know that none of your actions or your behavior change in any way, and then they cannot even back up the accusations.
Yeah.
Then I think it's actually them who doing the dirt and trying to project it on you.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one. That's a well-known one. And that's when you turn around and say, you look a dirty boy, it's cheap on me. You blame me.
So that this way they score, spotlighting. They put all the attention on you. Before you know it, you start to defend yourself for something that you're not even guilty of, and you're not even watching them. And the weak yes men that you all talk about it. But baby, I love you. I'm not doing, and they're the one doing the dirt. That's a telltale sign for me. If you ever start with that crowd, like, I see you. I see you. Miss Ed, Queen of Washington, welcome. I think you're a new viewer to the show. She did agree with somebody, agree with me, you see? I will not agree with me. Ed Queena, you are my new number one fan. Welcome to the show.
Hey, don't start the war with Lucy. Don't start the war with Lucy.
Ed, Lucy disagree with me tonight and tell me behave myself. So,
I didn't drop her so fast.
Miss Ed Queen of Washington, you are my new number one fan. Oh gosh, a snake in the grass, Curtis, or the snake in the grass. Yeah. Women can be snakes in the grass also.
Yeah.
But and I read this somewhere one time. They say, when you do somebody's cheating on you or something, and you confront them with it, they say a dog will look away. Shame.
Not
some
man.
Guilt.
Not a woman.
The snake would watch you straight in your eye. No. It wasn't me.
It wasn't me.
So look out for this. Know the difference between a dog and a snake. Because when the dog guilty, he would at least show something and bow your head and look away. That snake would look you square in your eye and bite you.
And tell you that you caused it.
And tell you it's you. You're the one that caused it. Why you at work?
Some points tonight, boy. Again, some points tonight, boy.
Look up all them times.
You at work, doing what you're supposed to do to provide for the family, working hard, putting in the extra hours. And then they step out and then say, it's you, because you left me home lonely. What all you want? What all you really want?
They need five men, they need brethren.
They need five. You need four more besides me.
They're talking foolishness. If you don't believe that, you wouldn't marry nobody.
I realized that Florida was a different part of the earth completely.
The what?
I got here in the late 90s, and I had a coworker at a hospital in a hospital setting, very pretty, late 20s, and she had her girlfriends around her at one point. She invited me to a birthday party, like about a year in, and she said, "I have one to pay the utilities, I have one to pay the car note," and literally the same thing the guys are saying. It was about 4 or 5 guys. And if you saw the guys at her party, you'd be like, damn, no, they don't need to be there. But obviously, whatever she brought to their relationship was good for them. But each one served a purpose.
Curtis, sorry, you remember Miss Dennis?
Not quite.
The one, Jamaica man. The one that played that role. Hashana.
Right.
Let me tell you something. That girl had a man at the post office, a man who fixed her car. And let me tell you something. One day she said to me, we were working at Sloan Kettering together. My girl said to me, come go, let me tell you something. I'm much older than her. And I was so frightened I didn't know what to do. She said, would I go with her to pick up our car? She drove a BMW. And she said, when I go with her downtown New York City to pick up our car, this very well-known Jamaican man, politician, brother, he owned this car, all imported cars that he worked on. So we go to the place, and we're coming from work, so both of us are well-dressed. But she was a fancy girl. Listen to me, man, when my girl, we take the train, so I know she was a trickster, but when we get to the car place, all of a sudden, the guy looked at me. But the guy looked at me like it was what you call the word, sizing me up. I said to myself, so what the heck is that? And all of a sudden, here my guy to her. And she must tell him, said, Jeff is my brother. Colonel Charles' brother, big known politician in Jamaica. Here him to her. But you not bring them kind of people here. That's a lady. Listen to myself, a little naughty girl. Was taking me down for pay for your car. Pay for your car repair. I'm frightened. Listen, I don't believe. Listen to me.
She was pimping you?
The girl took me down there for the guy because she never intended to pay the guy for the repairs and did on the car.
So she was pimping you?
She was pimping me. And then I said to myself, oh my God. And I'm a grown woman to her, and I'm like, this little wench. The guy got so annoyed at her. But before we went down there, I heard her on the phone. It's him she was talking to, and the guy must have said it's $500. So I guess I was worth at least $500. When I realized what this girl was doing, I frightened. And all I heard the guy said, no, you can't bring somebody like that here to me.
Bring one of your little skettle friend them.
So listen, women are dangerous. Wait,
hold up. But when Curtis was saying that in the beginning of the show,
no, don't you play with me.
You wanted to show him at the beginning of the show.
I've always said, human beings, male and female, desperate, wicked hearts. Don't you tell me I come on Jersey and fight you.
All right. Next one. I have a couple more. I want to switch this conversation. Let me ask you something. Any of you ever get confronted with how could I call it, a new friend in the middle of a relationship? This new friend seem to occupy a large proportion of your lover, your wife, your husband time and attention. A new friend. Because I firmly believe that if you meet an individual and they have let's say, woman, you meet a guy and he has a female friend, I think it's rightful that he introduce this friend to you. And now we are all friends. It's okay to have friends of your own. I agree with that. It's good to have friends of your own outside the relationship. But then suddenly a new friend in the middle of a relationship just jump in the thing, and all of a sudden this is your friend, and things that you wasn't doing with me, that you weren't doing with me, you now start to do with this person. You want to go out and you want to hold on, no. Last time I asked you to go to a show, you tell me no, I don't like Patti LaBelle and them kind of singers, and I buy tickets. Now all of a sudden you're telling me you're going to go out and see Gladys Knight. Hold on, that's the same category of singers. You didn't want to go with me to see Patti LaBelle, but now you're going out with him to see Gladys Knight.
That's not what she said. She said, I will anyway, baby. Anyway. anything.
What you all think about this new friend, as I call it, situation?
Watch them.
Jump in the middle.
Watch them.
Never experienced it.
That might be a sign.
That is more than a sign. That is a flag in your face.
I would watch it.
There's a flag in the face.
Mm-hmm.
You
want to act like you don't know, but if you
men don't act like they don't know, you know. Men don't act like they don't know. No man. Should I mean? Yeah, she long time thing.
All you have to do is watch the patterns, the body language, and the speech of that new friend. Just get that person in a little private setting, and you can sort of eliminate it or confirm. It's not difficult because that person.
Well, I'm another one. I will say to him, let me ask you a question. What she come for? What she want? Because if you want her, you can offer her, but you can't offer me and she too. That's how I am. I don't like to waste time talking foolishness. I'm not going to wait weeks to watch her if she touch you. I'm not going to fight a woman over a man. I think you have a right to go if you want to go. I don't believe in that foolishness because my attitude is this: why fight to keep somebody that wants to go? What I prefer is when I say to somebody, I'll help you pack. I prefer that.
I remember listening to the comedian Monique some years ago, and she said if her friend, her good female friend, is over to the house and they're baking or something like that, you know, husband at home, and she and the friend baking, and they run out of baking powder, and she get up and say she go into the grocery for baking powder, and she pick up her pocketbook. Home girl, you better grab your pocketbook too. We go into the supermarket.
Thank you.
I'm not going to the supermarket and leaving you home with my husband. So we go into the supermarket. So when you see me get up, grab my pocketbook and keys, you better grab your pocketbook and keys too, because we go in. I remember a situation one time. Somebody told me about a brethren who always come over, and the minute he walk in the house, he said, "Hey, so where Judith there?" He said about the third time he realized every time this man come over to the house, he asking for his wife. He said, wait. He said he watch him after the second time. He said, "I'm gonna wait for him again." So my boy called on Saturday morning and he said, "He coming over." He said, "Yeah, man, come on through." And my boy walk in, and from he walk in, he said, "Hey, where Judith there?" He said, drape him up and put him back through the door. "Brethren, who you coming here for? To see my wife, or you coming for check me? Do me a favor, don't come back on my yard." You have to watch out for them too. Some of your how you call them?
BFF.
Your friends. Yeah.
Your brethren.
Friends. Yeah, man, your brethren who always seem to come in, but he interested in coming to your house for you.
The new friend is the side chick. All right.
Oh, God. But you know something? If in terms of what you said there, one of the things that I am when I'm around a woman and her husband and whatever, I'm very careful, and she don't have to worry about me going to supermarket with her, because if she ready, me ready. I don't want to give him any idea that I want to be alone with him. So I would naturally go, because I've been in a situation that I would naturally go with her. As a matter of fact, I'd volunteer to go get it. Because I want it understood that I have no little hanky panky in mind. I'm not sure, because it's very unkind. It's a very unkind thing, and I've not lived a perfect life. But it's a very unkind thing to do that to somebody, especially you're in their home and you see them trying to work something out, and you get in the middle of it and you start a little nasty thing.
Baking bread.
Yeah, that part, baking the bread.
Okay.
You make it flour all over your hand and thing. Yeah, very nasty.
So let me ask you all something. You think, I want everybody to answer on this one. You think that you could ever return to a level of trust? The level of trust that you once had in a relationship after your husband, your wife, your significant other, lover, whatever, cheats? Physical or emotional cheating. Do you think you could ever return to that same level of trust?
I'm not of the mindset that once a cheater, always a cheater. I think people can change their behavior. I think each person is responsible. Some people discard right away without ever, no matter how much time they've put into a relationship, they discard that cheater right away. I don't believe once a cheater, always a cheater, unless there's a pattern of behavior. But to each his own.
I think that it's a hard thing. It's a difficult thing. But I also know, and I've seen it and I've heard of it, that some relationships are actually strengthened after there's been some infidelity. There's a new trust because they've had to rebuild. Because some people weren't necessarily even sure about what they had before the infidelity took place. They're not sure the depth of the relationship. And something about the infidelity makes them see how much the situation really meant, the relationship that they had, that it meant a lot. And the idea of losing it, they wanted to do it. It happens.
Sam agreeing like him have a banana sideways in their mouth.
No, I read in the comments here.
But I think you can, and I think I would if it depends. It depends. Because like Karin said, not once a cheater, always a cheater. I don't think that's necessarily so. So
Sam?
Oh Lord.
What happened to me?
Sam.
Sam, no boat. Answer a question.
So yeah, I'm going to answer. I think it has to do with the kind of relationship. If both people, if there's genuine love there, you can work your way back to where it is. You may not forget, but if the person has proven or expressed that they really want this, and they work towards it, I think you can get back. It remind me of another situation.
Always I try to fling the book.
When I was doing my degree, I had when I started doing my courses, I had a 4.0 average, right? So there was this one class that certainly kicked my ass to the left, and then I ended up, instead of getting an A+, I got an A or A- or something, and so the GPA dropped down. And for the rest of the degree program, I never got back to 4.0. But each class kind of brought my GPA back to maybe like a 3.9 and change, and 3.9 and this thing, So you lose something. There's a little loss, but is either you're going, if you fall in the mud, is either you're rolling in the mud and look like the mud eventually, or you're going to get up, dust off the piece of the mud and say, you know what, I had some mud, but the rest of the suit, could stay kind of clean, and so it depends on if you really want to work with the situation, or it's iffy, but it's workable.
If you want to wear the suits,
I'm sorry.
You want to keep wearing the suits.
Well, of course, we're not being literal, right? But I'm just saying, yes.
Why aren't you being literal? Why couldn't you just?
Listen, man, the man has been literal, and then tell him
GPA, gradual this.
Yeah, because that's how I work. I am showing you examples.
Sam, I agree with you at this point. You're coming to your team about 3 times tonight. So follow me the little roundabout.
Look for the boat. When you step in the boat, to wash off the suit or something. I don't know. That you expect.
No, see, some people when they fall, they instead of getting up and try again, they just stay in the mud and just roll and say, well, you know what, I am this, and they just till eventually look like the mud.
Oh, they're dirty already, so might as well just.
So some people, when they fall, they get up and say, I didn't really want to fall.
Gotcha.
Interesting point, Sam. Interesting point. These I hear this so many times where people get up and they say, "Oh yeah, I find somebody new. I in love again." Let me ask you something. You think it's really possible to keep falling in love with people your whole life, or is there just a limited few?
That's a different problem.
The rest are just infatuation. But so many people, you hear them say, "Oh yes, I'm in love again, and I'm in love again, and I'm in love." That word is so often misused, abused, violently abused. This thing called love.
Yeah, that's a different problem.
I'm in love again, and 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 you're 70-something, and you're talking about walking down the aisle again in white. Yeah, I in love again, and I'm gonna get married again.
Listen, take it easy.
Is it possible? Is it really possible to love so many people in your life, or is it just a selected few that you really love?
You love differently. You don't love the same. You don't love everybody the same. It's possible.
Wow. You're in love again.
But you said it's fall in love with thing. That bothers me because I think people fall and lick their head. This falling in love. You don't fall in love, man. You see somebody.
You walk in love.
Usually, you run right into them. But usually, there's something physical that draws into the person, and there's also something spiritual. There's a lot of things that draws to people. But I think a lot of what we do with each other, like you said, Curtis, that word, dear God have mercy on my soul. the word love, love, love. And we have no idea, because what we're really looking for is somebody to love us. We don't necessarily want to love anybody. We just want to be loved. And that's part of the problem that we have in even these relationships we're talking about. Is it emotional or physical? Is that people start out, and I love you, see? And I love you, see? And every time I see you, I just get, you just drive me crazy. And that's what it is. About crazy.
Every time you see the person, you get chills.
I get goosebumps. It's just a goose. It was a goose. But I think we have to be, seriously, I think we have to be very careful, even at our age in life and whatever, that we learn to find out who we are and what we need before we go looking for somebody to give us something. Because I can tell everybody, the more I know who I am, is the more I know what I need and what I want. And what I used to accept as relationship, joke business. What she said?
Nice, you always have to give an example.
But Karin, he never bring in any boats. So we're making some progress,
Andrea said that people confuse love with companionship.
Yeah, a lot of things.
Karin, what's your take on that? The I love you, you love me, over and over again, all through their life. They love about 22 people. Is it really possible?
Try not get to the gate right.
But remember, there are different kind of loves that we call different loves by the same name. That's the problem.
Hold on, I see Karin stirring and she's seated. I want to hear her answer on this.
I think you can love many people. I have loved. I have been in love. I make a huge distinction. I've only been in love 3 times. I've loved more than that. As you said, different grades, different levels.
The same way you love ice cream. When you say you love,
I don't use men like food. What is that? What is that? Stop it, man! Stop it!
No, but I'm saying the word. They throw around the word. Somebody, I love you, but you say you love ice cream. Is it the same kind of love you're talking
something
about?
for each other. And for me, love is more a verb than a noun. Any day of the week. I don't buy all this.
It's a doing and telling word. It's an action word. I agree.
Show me.
We agree on something. Wow.
I love the action. Isn't it? I love the action, right, Sam?
Yeah. Good. Action is good. Action is always good.
But something earlier, Sam. Something you said earlier, Sam, I forget exactly what you said. But the phone. And when you're out and the phone ring and whatever. You know what I found out about some people? Well, in my case, men. They cannot take the attention. That one-on-one attention. They get nervous. Maybe they're used to superficiality. I don't know. But in a way, they almost prefer the woman who's on the phone. Because I pay attention to men. I give them full attention.
Is that a fear of intimacy, of really getting
whatever
to
it is,
stage?
I pay attention. I remember taking this guy's hand. I said, "Your hands are not." He was like, "Oh." So what that? Like he's always like you said. Oh, these old hands, But
let me tell you all something. Woman, and this is to the two honor. The woman in the panel. If you want to see the strength of a man, tell him how weak he is.
Nah.
And if you want to see the weakness of a man, tell him how strong he is.
Both of them work. I prefer
see how humble he gets when you tell him how strong he is.
Yeah, man.
And that's when he becomes the
That's like
tell him how strong he is.
Yeah, man. Me know that one.
Make the mistake and tell him how weak he is, and he turns from Bruce Banner into the Hulk.
No. Me do I do the second one better. I love that one.
All right.
Yes, man. And then I say, you know something? I love you like butter and cheese. Judith, you kill me, you kill me. I love it.
Oh gosh, that one tickle.
I'm good.
That one tickle she boy. That one.
Yeah, bun and cheese. You see, bun and cheese.
Well, sweetheart, me no want no bun. What's yet if a sweet bun? Me no want no bun.
You just want to mash up everything. Ciao.
So tonight we discussed sexual and emotional cheating. I took it to the extent I discussed emotional abuse. Because what come from you all, I don't even see it just as emotional cheating, but emotional abuse. And I don't believe that anyone sees the signs of emotional abuse. I don't think anyone sees the signs.
Okay.
A lot of men commit physical abuse. The women go to work with the bumps and the bruises, and everybody say, "Oh, but him wickedy, left him. Call the police. Lock him up. Call your brother. Make them beat him. Kill him." But nobody sees the signs of emotional abuse. And when men or women even try to explain it or try to lean on someone's shoulder, I don't think it's ever received well, because the men are viewed as weak. Pull yourself up, man. When you talk about she this, and she make you feel to cry, and no. People don't see it. I don't know the answers for it. I don't know how men or women supposed to deal with that kind of stuff. But as Karin mentioned earlier on, the flag in your face, the one word I could tell you, run. Run. So what advice you all have to give to the listening audience? I often say those who hug people the most are the ones who need it the most. We don't often see that. So we might all be here having fun and games and we're laughing, and there may be someone right in that panel there who may be going through some of the very same things we take for joke right now. There may be someone who turned this on somewhere down the road, going through YouTube, and find this program and sit down and watch it and want to know why we sit down making fun of something that's so serious to them. Give your best advice as we talk about last week. What kind of advice, what kind of emotional support or whatever it is you think we could give here right now to anybody going through this trauma? Because Gramazone selling still. If you all don't know what Gramazone is, it is a poison that they use to kill weeds. You spray it, and by tomorrow everything black. It burn it out. It's how people in Trinidad used to drink that. Over tobacco. Over infidelity of a spouse, and they go and they drink Gramazone and end their life. Making permanent decisions over a temporary problem. I'm one that said this too shall pass. A lot of people don't see that. They don't see beyond the pain that they're experiencing. So talk to the people then as we close out. Karin, from the heart.
In the final analysis, the relationship started with two. You have to weigh the pros and the cons, and how much do you value this relationship? How much time have you invested in it? And are you both willing to work to forgive, to restructure and reinforce the relationship? And if you're not both in agreement with that, call it quits. If you can both say it's worthwhile, keep working at it, and maybe seek additional professional help if necessary. If you value it, work for it. That's it.
Jay, take all the time you want.
I'm gonna box you one of them there. Listen, as to the listeners, somebody in the panel maybe, or somebody, maybe one of us going through something difficult, similar situation. I think one of the reasons why what we're doing, humor works. Humor has its place. It's not that we are making it less than it's worth, or minimizing the value of what we're talking about. Is that sometimes humor is the best way to get out what we need to say. So I don't think we are, demeaning anybody. Hopefully not, anyway. But I would tell anybody, one of the best ways to become a good spouse or a good lover or whatever is to be that person. We're very big on wanting to meet the right person. Well, I think we need to spend more time becoming the right person. I think we need, as individuals, to look at our weaknesses, I say that very easily because that's how I am where I am right now. I'm alone in terms of having a relationship, but I think I'm healthier now than I've ever been to be in a relationship, a romantic relationship. And that's because I've done a lot of work. I've done a lot of work with the help of God. I've done a lot of work on myself. And one of the most powerful things is to face yourself and look at the negatives and say, you know what? That's stupid. That was messy or whatever. So that the people we talked about this before, the people that I used to attract were people that were looking to, the whole focus was, she's strong, going to break her down. That happened to me a lot. So now I don't attract those people anymore. And one of the other things is that when you define who you are and what you're worth, you attract different people. And so to avoid some of these things that we're talking about is to know who you are. So when you meet somebody, you can say, nah, that's not going to be good for me. And if you do get involved with somebody, take some of the pressure off of them in terms of what you expect from them. Some of us put too much pressure on each other, what we want and what we expect. So I think that a lot of this is self-knowledge, knowing your worth, and saying, like you said before, Curtis, if something, and Karin, if it's not working, if it's not something that you want, if it's not, you don't want something long-term, tell the person, I don't want to be in a long-term relationship. I just want to have fun. Very few people will say that because they know that the person might say, no, well, forget about it. But honesty, truth is the best thing. And I think what we need to do is that we need to get to the place where we can say, listen, this is not working for me. If I get involved with a man, I'm doing it because I want a long-term relationship. And if I sense in him that he's playing, I don't want to. Because a lot of women think we can change a man's. No, I'm not trying to change you. If I see it and I sense that you're looking for, you just want to play, no, thank you. So all of this is about honesty, communication, and saying, this is not what I want, or this is what I want. And bottom line, if cheating has taken place, whether it's emotionally and or physically, for people to talk and say, listen, despite what happened, I want this to work. Something is here that I value above what I was doing with that person. In doing that, I realize how much this means to me. Or the other side that nobody wants to hear. In doing this, I realize that's more important to me than this. There are powerful things, very mature things, but that's my view. I hope I've answered your question, sir.
Oh, yes, you did. I'm surprised you're done so quick. But yeah, Sam?
So I would like to encourage our folks in the chat, please don't forget to like the program, please. If you didn't subscribe, please hit the subscribe button. It will help the show. And if you think that this show is of great caliber and good vibration, please share to other folks so that they can benefit. I like both points from what Karin and Dr. Judith brought. I think that really you guys did kind of cover most of everything there. What advice for where I am in life? I think being transparent is good. If there's some issue, you know, find a way to discuss it, even though it might not be easy. Discussing things a lot of times, especially on the emotional level or the relationship level, is not easy. You know, there is also always that that fear of okay, am I going to be opening a can of worms discussing this right now? So and it's real. It's real. It's a real thing. I mean, I kind of laugh, but it's real. So, but if you could build the courage to be transparent, I think it would benefit both folks, and know and sort of know who you're dealing with too. You know, if the person is very sensitive, you know, you may have to be tactful in how things are said, or if you are very sensitive, you know, then you have to be tactful in how you receive the information. You know, so it has its own dynamics. But before I hand it over to Curtis real quick here, one of the reasons why I sort of train myself to do examples is that when I was in college, I had a development reading course to do as one of the CUNY courses. Is it no, not reading, not reading them, composition. I had a composition class, and I just came from doing CXC, and you know, I could spell well, I can, you know, I'm sharp, you know, and so on, and I failed composition. So the first day of the development of composition class, the instructor said, I'll never forget, she said, okay, I'm going to give you guys a test. And if you guys pass the test, you know, we'll just send you straight to, I think it had a code 101 or whatever, English 101. So we all do the test. The next day now, she said, okay, I saw some papers that were really good. And she picked up my paper. Of course, she didn't say who the student was. You know, she's just picking it up at random. The class is packed with people. Picks up my paper and reads it. So she reads it, and everyone in the class is like, well, that sounds good. It's well written, da, da, da. And then she goes, well, what is he missing? What is he missing something? Oh, okay. He's missing he's missing an example. He needs examples in here. And I understood the difference between, in the Caribbean, when I did English or any subject, we were more factual. Examples a lot. So it was like, okay, well, if the information is this, is so, opposed to, well, for example, such and such and such.
Right.
And I stayed in the class, and in the end, I just put an example in the right, because I wasn't really learning anything new, but what I learned in that class for a whole semester was I need to use examples. So that's why I like using examples, and I think it helps with our description. So I thought I would share that with you. So those of you who are in college, you have a composition test to do. Let's put some examples in there. Some feel that coffee is good, and some feel that coffee is bad. I feel that coffee is not so good, not so bad. For example, such and such and such. And the FDA thinks this, and the CDC thinks that. And this is my explanation about coffee. You know, and you get an A. Mr. Curtis.
Thank you so much. If, with all that's been said tonight, if ever you find yourself going through hell, keep going. For the love of all things great and small, keep moving. walk away, crawl, run if you have to. But please understand something. This thing called true love that seems so elusive to some people. And when you think you find it, you find that it's changing you. True love shouldn't change you. If you ever find yourself in a relationship where you're not doing the fun things anymore, the things that make you feel alive, you're probably in the wrong place. Never, read my lips, never let anyone into your life and allow them to take away your glow. Never give up totally on who you are as a person to please someone else. You're in the wrong place. Relationships, courtships, friendships. Notice the commonality here. Ships. A ship is supposed to carry you somewhere. So if you somehow find yourself in any one of these ships and you find yourself stagnant, it may be time to jump ship. Learn how to forgive. I don't say forget. Learn how to forgive and move on. Move away. Move out. Move away. Whatever it is you have to do, but do not remain in the same place. If you ever get to the point where you feel unloved, unwanted, or unworthy, take my foolish advice. Run. Peace and blessings.
Bless.
Thanks. Walk good.
Hi, I'm Dr. Judith Barnes. I'm an author, a playwright, poet. I'm also a broadcaster by training. And I recently found out about 2 years ago that I can paint paintings, which means I paint sceneries, I paint landscape, I paint animals. I have just discovered, and so that I can do this. And so along with all the other gifts and talents that I've been blessed with, I have paintings, and they are on view and for sale on Etsy and also on Facebook. And if you desire to order any painting or order one of my books, because I'm also an author, please give me a call at 470-564-8267. That's Dr. Judith, and the number again, whether you want to just talk to me or order one of my paintings or one of my books, please feel free to call 470-564-8267. Thank you.
Hello there and welcome. My name is Curtis Henry. Over the past few weeks, as we were putting the final pieces together to get the show on the road, some people ask, why do you need to showcase Caribbean people? Why Caribbean Chat? And I say, why not? Because we as Caribbean people have worked too hard, come too far, and suffered too long for us to continue taking a backseat. It's time for us to rise up, speak out, and show the world the value and the richness of our culture. So I'm providing a platform to showcase the history and culture of Caribbean people in entertainment, the arts, politics, sports, and economics. We will explore the many profound contributions they have made to society. So we invite you to stay with us as we launch what is to become one of the greatest voices of Caribbean people, for Caribbean people, by Caribbean people. On this platform, Caribbean people of excellence get to tell their story. Our aim is to ensure that your contributions are acknowledged and celebrated. Welcome to Caribbean Chat. So make sure you like us on Facebook, follow us on Instagram, and be sure to hit that subscribe button on YouTube. We are Caribbean Chat.